Welcome to a journey through the eerie corridors of abandoned hospitals. Like, what happened in these places? We're talking rusty scalpels, empty wheelchairs, those creepy hospital beds. It's a whole vibe. Today we uncover the dark history that haunts these forgotten places. I'm talking about the patients, the doctors, the secrets that these walls still hold. Get ready to be shook because some of this stuff is seriously messed up. Okay, so imagine this. You're sick, scared, and you end up in one of these places. Back in the day, things were brutal. We're talking lobotomies, like straight-up drilling into people's skulls, electroshock therapy. Oh yeah, that was a regular thing. And if you were difficult, they'd just tie you down. It's giving major horror movie vibes. And the worst part, these hospitals were so overcrowded, so understaffed, that patients were basically forgotten, left to rot in their own pain.
It was like living in a nightmare, day in and day out. No one cared, no one listened. We were just there.
Hold on to your hats, guys, because this chapter is seriously messed up. We're talking about unethical medical experiments. Like, imagine being so vulnerable, so desperate for help, and these doctors see you as a guinea pig. Unauthorized drug trials, experimental surgeries, all on people who didn't even know what was happening to them. It's giving me chills just thinking about it. They say the truth is stranger than fiction, but this is just straight up terrifying.
We were supposed to be healers, but some of us became monsters. The things we did, they haunt me.
Pandemics, guys, they're terrifying. And in these old hospitals, they were a death sentence. The Spanish flu, cholera, tuberculosis, these diseases ripped through these places like wildfire. Can you imagine the hallways overflowing with sick and dying people? The doctors and nurses completely overwhelmed, trying to save lives but just failing. The air thick with the smell of sickness and death. It's haunting.
We did everything we could, but it was never enough. The bodies kept piling up and hope was a rare commodity.
Chapter 4, Forgotten Souls.
This is where it gets really sad, you guys. We're talking about the patients who were just forgotten, especially in mental health institutions or long-term care facilities.
These people were treated worse than animals. The conditions were deplorable. Filthy rooms, no hygiene, patients packed in like sardines.
It's like they were seen as less than human. It breaks my heart to think about it.
Chapter 5, Ghosts in the Machine.
Okay, so this is where things get really creepy. Abandoned hospitals are notorious for paranormal activity. And honestly, I believe it.
Think about all the pain, the suffering, the death that happened within these walls. It's like that energy has to go somewhere, right?
People have reported seeing shadowy figures, hearing screams, even feeling cold spots. Some say it's the spirits of patients who died there, unable to find peace.
Chapter 6, Left to Rot.
So, what happened to these places? Why were they just abandoned? Well, sometimes it was funding cuts. Other times it was scandals, policy changes, or just plain old neglect.
Whatever the reason, these hospitals were left to rot. Medical equipment, personal belongings, even patient records just left behind.
It's like stepping into a time capsule, frozen in a moment of tragedy and despair.
Ultra never forget. These abandoned hospitals stand as chilling reminders of a dark past. It's a reminder of how far we've come in terms of medicine and mental health, but also how much further we still need to go. Thank you for joining us on this haunting journey. Stay tuned for more eerie explorations. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more creepy content. And as always, stay spooky.